Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the One Meal Channel. This is the first video that we are doing from a third-person perspective rather than a first-person perspective, but I want to take some notes on my phone, and my phone is my primary way of filming myself, so I feel that it is necessary for this change in format. The sound is going to be a little bit less quality than it usually is, and you're going to get some ambient noise from what's happening outside and around me, but let's work through it together and get through this video, because the content of today's video relates to all of the food that I've had to eat in Japan thus far. I've been in Japan for about a week now, and I'm going to be leaving Osaka and moving to Tokyo, where I will have another video at the end of my trip to outline the food that I ate there. But for starters, let me talk about our trip. Our flight took approximately 16 hours, and after being delayed over 2 hours from our initial flight, we barely made our connecting flight in order to get to Japan. One of us lost our luggage. We were able to get it back, but needless to say, after spending so much time traveling, we were famished, no time or energy to go out to eat in a restaurant, and so we picked up what I'm going to present on screen, which is a very simple pork bun from one of the convenience stores. I gotta say, I've had some more since I've been here, but that was the best pork bun that I've had. After getting some well-needed sleep, we woke up the following morning and went to the train station in order to meet up with a new friend of ours, and I myself got a omurice from one of the local cafes that was there, along with a great coffee, which is a great way to get re-energized from the jet lag that was being experienced to start out the rest of our day. We then moved on to a little hole-in-the-wall joint, which gave us some takoyaki, some beers, which were well needed, as well as a couple of other food items that didn't make it here in the photos because they were consumed so quickly, but that included some eel and a couple of plates of sushi. To finish off our day, we grabbed ourselves a bowl of ramen with a side of gyoza. This ramen was particularly interesting because typically ramen in Japan comes with miso and a little bit of sesame oil. We didn't know how to ask for that. That was done apparently at this restaurant. It's done separately. So we got the base chicken broth, and it was actually quite great. The base chicken broth was not as salty as we anticipated it to be because the soy sauce, the miso, and the sesame seed oil contributes to the saltiness. So we got kind of a great base broth flavor in our ramen, and that's the first ramen that I've had since being in Japan last year. In the morning, I helped myself to an array of convenience store food. I got myself another pork bun as well as a couple of chicken nuggets that are there, and I tried out for the first time one of the hot coffees that are in the stalls at the convenience store. Gotta say, it was pretty good, and for only $1, it was great price. I then went and got myself another coffee at the Tully's after meeting up with a group of friends that we had together. This was a honey foam latte, which was very nice and very enjoyable to drink. I'm not really much of a latte guy, but I just kind of was compelled to get that when I was there. I got to say, it was a good experience all around. We spent some time going to different game stores, trying to find some old retro games. We made a few purchases, and we were feeling hungry, so then we went out to a tempura place. This tempura place was in Osaka proper. It was very incredible. We got this amazing photo right here of the spread. Mine came with shrimp, with pumpkin, and that massive piece across the middle is a massive slab of eel. And I was a bit hesitant to try the eel. I thought that it would be a little tough to deal with. I don't eat a whole lot of eel, believe it or not. But it was an incredible piece of meat. It was tough to manage because you're just trying to eat it with your chopsticks. But it probably was the highlight of the meal there. And of course, with some beers, some tea, and some miso soup there in the bottom right. We then finish off our day by going to a sushi bar. I, in particular, really love sushi. And so we grabbed an assortment of different things. The next day, we set off to the Toyota Museum in Nagoya, Japan. After our train ride, we stopped off at one of the local restaurants there, and I had katsudon for the first time. A nice little breakfast katsudon. I'm not sure if it was chicken or pork, but it came with some eggs and some rice and a little bit of miso soup and the pickles in the middle. And I was so hungry, I started eating. Halfway through it, I recognized I was eating it, and I took a photo right there. It was really good. It wasn't anything spectacular, but I was starving, and I'm so glad that I had something like that there to eat. So after going to the Toyota Museum, it was a lot of fun, but it was also a long train ride home. We decided to head back, and since I'm working full time while I am out here, typical American working hours, in order for my hours to line up, starts at 1 o'clock in the morning. After our trip, I decided to just go to the convenience store and grab 3 different types of chicken, one from each market, and eat them and then go to bed immediately after that. So that was kind of a light day for me because we had so much travel in order to get to that Toyota museum. But I did make a video on which one of those chicken pieces was better, with Lawson's, Family Mart, or 7-Eleven. And if you're interested in seeing my thoughts, you can watch the video here. I'll have it linked for you. Okay, the following day, this was a big day. We took another train all the way out to Kyoto, which was not as far from Osaka, and we went to the Nishiki market that was there. The Nishiki market was excellent. We looked at watches, we looked at knives, but we also spent some time eating there. And after getting a little taste of katsudon yesterday, or the day before that rather, I wanted to get some katsudon again and get it from a really nice place that specialized in it. And so that's exactly what we did. And I snapped these photos of the katsudon that we had to eat. Again, of course, paired with a little bit of beer. They had some miso soup that was very milky and had potato in the bottom. It was unlike any sort of miso soup I've ever had. The tea there was also amazing. It tasted like regular unsweetened Greek tea, but it smelled kind of like a cigar. It was a smoky flavor. Really excellent experience. Glad that we did that. It was fantastic. Then after a few more hours of going around, I picked up this scarf, which I'm quite proud of, which is why I'm presenting it to you today. Got it at a vintage store. We were hungry again, so I went out and I grabbed some onigiri from one of the markets there. One of them was just they had some creative options, but one of them I wanted some simple stuff, so I got the chicken onigiri and then this spam and egg omelet onigiri, which I heard was a bestseller of theirs, and both of those were excellent. I also ate that in a video just the other day. I picked up one of the bean bun teakis, I believe is what they're called. They're just little bean bun fish. That was really, really delicious. Mine was full of custard. My roommate's got the bean bun. I'll have to get some of that again down the road. And I was still extremely hungry because it was such a light day before that I went to the 7-Eleven and I grabbed some pre-made ramen. And that's not supposed to knock your socks off. It was some soy sauce ramen, but it didn't make me feel bad. I was able to eat it, go to bed, and everything worked just fine. Which leads us to today. I knew what was going to happen today. It was a really special day that we've been planning for a long time. And I didn't eat that much in the morning because I wanted to save room for what came later. So I found this little minced meat stuffed piece of bread at the convenience store that I picked up just to tide me over, grabbed myself another coffee, and ate that, and then went back to bed in order to get plenty of sleep for what we were about to embark on. And what we did is we went to the Pokemon Cafe, which everybody in this household is a huge Pokemon fan. We really have a lot of fun with it. And so I got the Pikachu and Squirtle Pokemon curry platter. And you're obviously going there for the experience, not the food. I was hungrier than I thought, so I actually ate it very quickly, but I was able to get some photos before making too much of a mess. I got a coffee in the Pikachu mug, and there I am dipping the Pikachu tail into that mug. Very delicious, glad that we went out and did that. And we actually had a hard time trying to figure out what else we were going to do because we were waiting in anticipation so much for that meal that we ended up just going back to our places and getting a little bit of rest, which is why I'm making this video for you now. So I'm going to start editing this video, and then afterwards I'm going to go out and get some gyoza and enjoy that alongside a pairing of ginger highball. I will show you the photos of that here. I hope you enjoy. And if you are at all interested in continuing along to see what else I eat throughout this trip, I'll be in Tokyo over the following week, where I'll continue to update my progress of everything that I eat each day that I am here. If you do not want to wait for that video that comes out about a week from now, you can follow my Instagram page, The One Meal, where I am updating every food that I eat every single day. So I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. Again, sorry about the sound being a little bit less quality than usual. If we continue to make videos in this format and you like it, let me know, and I will make an investment into a lapel mic to give you better quality sound. Of course, I won't be doing that until I am back in the States, but regardless, I appreciate your input. Thank you for watching. We make videos every single day, and so I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.